Welcome to Mishna study Masachet Orlah Perek Bet Mishna Aleph. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss different mixtures. If something falls into, one that falls into another 100, right? One that falls into 200, right? We spoke about this in Masachet Truma. We started speaking about it, and over here we're going to expound on it a little bit more and start Truma Utrumat Maaser. So when it comes to Truma, right? So remember Masachet Trumot, we said if one falls into another 99, right? It's a total, right, of 100th. And it's going to be, the whole thing is going to be considered meduma, right? And the laws over there was ola be'ahadumea, right? It comes, you have to actually separate one out. It's batel, right? But it's considered, if it's 1 into 99, then it's no good. 1 into 100, then the whole thing is batel, right? Then you could say that one piece of tiruma, they fell into the holin, so the whole thing, we could consider it holin. So now we're going to discuss this in the Mishnah. Truma, utrumat maaser, when it comes to truma, similar to trumat maaser, there's no difference. Utrumat maaser shel demai, or if it's trumat maaser of demai, there's no difference between regular truma, badai, and demai as well. Hala is considered truma. We mentioned this in Masechet Hala. Bikurim is also considered a type of truma, right? This we know from the pasuk utrumat yadecha, right? That's considered bikurim. That's chamim adoresh. So all these things olim be'ahadumea, right? The ole 1 in 100. So if one falls into another 100 pieces, then it's ole, right? Ola, right? Then you can, the whole thing is considered batel. One piece of truma fell into another 100. The whole thing's, batel, and we could consider it holin, right? But v'tzarich mutstarfim ze im ze, right? They combine with one another, and v'tzarich leharim, and you have to separate it out. Okay, so firstly, we know it's 1 in 100. So we actually learned this from the the pasuk, right? From maaser minat maaser, right? Which is literally 100th, right? So we said it miktesho mimenu, right? So what davar shatamarim mimenu imafal tochom mekadesho, something that you take out of it, right? 1 out of 100. If that falls back in, that's going to make it, and that's going to make it no good, right? One that we took 1 out of 100, it falls back into another 90, that same 99, that's going to make it no good. But more than that, it's considered batil. Now, these things are all asur ba'achila, right? A person can't eat it unless he's a kohen, right? You can't eat any of these things. Truma you can't eat. So that's going to be the law of 1 in 100. Now, when it comes to orlah and kil'ah kerem, right? These things are not just asur to eat, it's asur to benefit from. No benefit you're allowed to have. So, Hachamim are going to say it's going to be double the amount for the isur, and that is 1 in 200. So, olim be'ahadu matayim. Right? It comes up 1 in 200. They combine with one another. You'll see exactly what this means, that they combine with one another, right? That literally, if you have two halves, they fall in, then it can combine. It can make it asur. But over here, when it comes to kil'ah kerem and orlah, you don't need to separate it out. You don't need to actually remove it, right? And why so? Because when it comes to truma, you have to separate it out, because if one truma fell in, so you're not going to drip out the kohen, so you'll take out that one piece of truma and at least give it to the kohen. But when it comes to orlah and kil'ah kerem, you're not allowed to benefit from any of those things. So what are you going to separate it out for? It doesn't matter. If it's batil, it's batil. Now, comes to Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon Omer, enan mitztarfim, right? So firstly, what does Tanakama say? Tanakama says they are mitztaref. What do you mean they are mitztaref? Well, according to Tanakama, the mitztaref leheter and tverin isur. Right? So the mitzaref for in isur, how so? Let's say you had half an ounce of, kil'ah kerem, another half an ounce of orlah that fell into less than 200. We're going to say, okay, the orlah and the kil'ah kerem combine to be 1 that fell into less than 200. The whole thing's going to be asur. Similarly, according to Tanakama, they're also mitzaref for heter, right? Let's say what? Let's say you had between the two of them, you have 1 ounce that falls into 200, also 200 halakim. But over here, another 200 ounces, right? But let's say these 200 ounces are orlah, right? It's not kil'ah kerem, they're orlah. And what happened is you had this other half and half that fell into this, into this 200. Okay, so technically it should be fine, because it's 1 that fell into 200. But what's the issue over here is if you have kil'ah kerem that falls into orlah, right? That's considered min b'she'eno mino, right? It's a different type of species. It's kil'ah kerem that fell into orlah, and kil'ah kerem that fell into orlah You're not gonna, you don't say that it's 1 in 200. Over here now you have to check benoten ta'am. You have to make sure that there's no flavor, right? That's the law, right? If it's min b'she'eno mino, it's benoten ta'am. You have to check that there's no flavor, that the kila kirim didn't give any flavor to the orlah. But what are we gonna say over here according to Tanakama? No, they combine that half and the half. They combine to 1 ounce, and we're gonna consider that 1 ounce min b'mino. And min b'mino, we know is it falls into 200. If one falls into 200, then it's okay. So that's according to Tanakama. Rabbi Shimon Omer, enam mitzarfim. Comes to Rabbi Shimon, and he's going to say both lechumra and lekula, they're not mitzaref, right? The way we explained it, not for isur and not for heter. Rabbi Azar Omer comes to Rabbi Azar, he says mitzarfim benoten ta'am, aval lo le'esor, right? They're mitzaref, for noten ta'am, and this according to Rambam, the way he explains it is for heter, right? As we explained, right? It's mitzaref benoten ta'am, and therefore, right? Therefore, we don't look at it as min b'she'eno mino. And we're going to say, okay, they're mitzaref, and they consider 1 unit of, orlah that fell into an orlah. Okay, good. Aval lo le'esor, but not to be osir, right? And this is also lekula, because according to Tanakama, we're going to say that half an ounce and half an ounce that fell into another less than 200 is going to be osir. And comes to the Rabbi Elazar, and he says, no, we look at it as half an ounce that fell into less than 200, another half an ounce, that fell into less than 200. The 2 half ounces don't combine, and therefore it's not going to be osir. Right, so that's the way to explain this whole Mishnah. Halacha is like Tanakama, that they're mitzaref ben le'esor u ben lehetir.